And up next, and you've all been waiting for this talk from Kadeem's Christian Aid, Vice President Marketing at Kadeem, and he's going to talk to us about the importance of technology and adopting digital habits to make a business successful. Kadeem.
All right, good afternoon. My name is Christian. First, thank you for being here. I appreciate your time. And second, thank you for ArabNet for inviting us. I think it's extremely humbling for a young startup of 4 years to be speaking in front of institutions that have been here for hundreds of years or much, much longer than our organization. So the fact that we can share our best practices with you guys is really, really humbling. The topic, the importance of technology and adopting digital habits to make a business successful. We will share what we think has made us successful, and in the process I will also tell you our story in summary of how we got here. To be fair, I don't think I need to tell anybody here the importance of technology. I think it's quite obvious. But I will touch more directly on the habits that we have as an organization that have made us successful. So I'll start with a video I saw in the Middle East. I don't know if I can play it.
باشا بقول لك ايه انا نسيت اقول لك اني بخاف بقول لك انت مش قلت هتيجي الاول ولا ايه يلا اشوفك هناك ان شاء الله السلام عليكم
All right, you're probably asking yourself, what did I just watch? Who has seen this video before? Okay, cool, a few people. I'll show it now and I'll tell you the rest of the story later at the end of the presentation. So, just a quick recap of what I'm going to talk about. Our story, the digital habits that we have as an organization that have allowed us, in my opinion, in our opinion, to succeed. And then I'm going to leave it open for Q&A. Just a little heads up, I'm extremely transparent. I will give you the honest answer. As an organization, it is our duty to share our best practices, so please, please, please ask me anything that you can imagine. I will tell you the truth. All right? Now, Kadeem is a story of knowing your purpose. All of us at Kadeem, whether it's Salwa, here in Lebanon and Amman, or the 1,100 colleagues that we have across our network, there is one mission that keeps us all together. And that mission was to simplify and improve the lives of people, but more importantly, to build an institution in our region, especially in the digital space. So, number one, I think culturally, one of the habits that we have at Kadeem that has allowed us to really, really progress is to all of us align behind one very simple mission. Sorry, I'm going back and forth because I have my notes, but I can't click. So I actually took this slide from one of our founders, and it's kind of like our life commandments that we live in our offices, whether they be here in Beirut or in Dubai. I tried to translate into banking terms, at least for the first one, but the discount rate on life is really, really high. Basically meaning $1 spent today is worth a lot more than $1 spent tomorrow because of the interest that it can gain, and that stands true for life as well. So we are going to be risk takers, we're going to be bold, we're going to cannibalize ourselves before our competition does. We're always going to push the limit of our capability in terms of technology, in terms of customer service, before anybody else can. Second, always live your true purpose. Our purpose is to simplify and improve the lives of people. And we're going to translate that into every piece, whether it's our customer care center, whether it's our technology, whether it's the type of captains or trainings or onboardings that we do. And second, always lead by passion and curiosity. Excuse me. So, when we built Kareem, it had two really big objectives. Number one was to build something meaningful, so have a deep impact on people's lives. And number two, to do something really, really big. As an institution, when you want to be an institution, by definition, you have to have impact on a lot of people. We have three stakeholders. They are captains, they are consumers, and they are colleagues. They are all people that we serve as an organization. Number one, captains, the people that pick you up. I am not Kadeem. Salwa is not Kadeem. Magnus, Mudassir, Abdullah, none of these guys are Kadeem. Kadeem is the guy that picks you up and drops you off. No matter what we do, a screen can never replace a smile or a person, no matter what you do at the end of the day. So captains for us, their lives have to be changed. If I look at the amount of captains that we have today, we have 182,000 captains across our network that didn't have a job before they started working for Kareem for most of their cases. So that's what it means in terms of building an institution. So as I said, we want it to be Kareem. Now, Kareem, for most of you who speak Arabic, Kareem means to be generous, but it doesn't mean we're a non-profit. It means that it's a mindset that we approach. So for customers, it means building a product that is in tune and tailored to their actual needs. So for example, when we launched, I think if a lot of people know our background, we launched cash even before we knew how we were going to manage cash. Even before we knew how to operationally manage cash and collect it, we said, let's launch and figure it out second. It means in Beirut, for example, having economy plus, but also vans, because our users told us they wanted vans. So we built a digital product that also has a call center. People always tell us, but you're a technology company, why do you have a call center? And the answer is, because that's what our users want. Now, naturally, the incentive will always be to push them towards only interacting on email or our app or chatbots, but this is what our users want. So we built the most customer-centric product that we can. And we do that, and to be honest, the fact that we have a call center allows us to feel what our users want. For captains, and I hate to say this, but in our part of the world, if you're driving somebody, if you're a cab driver, then you're at the bottom of the social ladder. You're a second-class citizen. And we hate that. And that's why we call them captains. That stands true to our culture and our objectives. If you're driving somebody, it doesn't mean you're a servant. It means you are serving them. You're improving their lives and you're improving your own. You're actually an entrepreneur. We actually believe that, and that is the core to why this industry, not just kidding, but this industry is successful. For our colleagues, like I said earlier, we're 1,100 colleagues. There's 1,100 people who work for Kareem, be it in technology, in product, in the care center, in marketing, et cetera, et cetera. And even if Kareem is a stepping stone to something else, even if they want to start their business, and they told us even when they joined, we're completely okay with that. That is our job, that is our duty. One of the biggest hindrances to our growth in this region is talent. There is huge scarcity in talent. If you ask me, if you ask our founders, if you ask any department head that we have at Kareem, the biggest thing slowing us down is people. We can't hire fast enough, we can't find enough people, we can't find talented people. We have to go back, across oceans and bring people back home to work for us here. There's a huge scarcity in talent, and what we want to do is develop talent, even if they leave us later on. It serves the ecosystem, it serves our region. So for us, it was a story of being local. This is why we believe we were successful, be it, local mapping. What some people might not know is, yes, we operate with a Google map, but on top of that, we have our own mapping location database, which makes a huge difference in the product. The ability for you to find your pickup and drop-off location is huge. The more you recognize where you're getting picked up and where you're getting dropped off, the more likely you are to book, the more comfortable you feel with the application or the experience. Cash payments, I said it earlier. We launched cash. We didn't know how we were going to collect it, but we knew our users wanted it. Truth be told, you guys are in banking. The Middle East, the vast majority are still cash-based transactions, no matter what we say, especially in Saudi Arabia and most of the Gulf, even in Lebanon. Cash is still king, and no matter what we do to try to change that, the reality is if you want to serve the greater market, you have to accept it. 14 months after we launched it, we started to figure out how we were going to manage it. So it's an ongoing issue, and I'd love to speak to all of you later and talk about how we can incentivize people to move away from cash, and we have lots of ideas. Third, in the Middle East, it's privacy. When we launched, and still in many markets, we're not showing the user's phone number, for example, to the captain. Because in countries like Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, users are not comfortable sharing their phone numbers with the captains. So in some markets, when we launched, we made sure that privacy was a a big differentiator. All right. Whoa. So 4 years into the journey, let me just read out the numbers. We are in 11 countries, 52 cities. We have 8.9 million customers. We have 182,000 captains, and the actual number is 1,180 or so colleagues that work at Kadeem. Excuse me. I think it will work. This is a look back at 2016. Awesome. So at the end of the day, the fundamentals still remain, and we still, remain Kadeem with our three stakeholders. Like I said, our customers, our captains, and our colleagues. And the way we define our business today in 2017 is we are essentially crowdsourcing public transport infrastructure. Now, a lot of times our industry is being portrayed as a disruptor. And to be very honest with you guys, that's not how we position ourselves at all. When we enter a market, we knock on the door of the regulator. That's the first thing that we do. We announce our arrival. We announce our appetite to work closely with them, in partnership with them. And we see ourselves as enablers. So in all of our markets, be it in Dubai with the RTA, be it here with the Service, be it the taxi organizations in Saudi Arabia, in Egypt, the white taxi, we work directly with the public transport infrastructure that exists if it's already there. We are a platform. We're not a competitor. It's two very, very different things. Our mission is eternal. It is the same mission. We are here to simplify and improve the lives of people and build an awesome institution that inspires. Now, remember the video I showed you at the beginning, and you saw a touch of it? This is the full video.
يا باشا بقول لك ايه انا نسيت اقول لك اني بخاف بقول لك انت مش قلت هتيجي الاول ولا ايه يلا اشوفك هناك ان شاء الله السلام عليكم
So you're probably wondering, why did I show you this video? The reason I'm showing you this video is because my talk is about the habits that we have as an organization to be successful in digital. We are essentially being categorized as a transportation company. Why would we do stuff like that? Why would we create this persona? Why would we speak in this tone? Because we live on a digital platform. We live in a digital world. For everyone here that understands digital and knows digital, is that it's a very cluttered, content-driven platform. If you don't stand out, if you don't stand for something, if you don't have your own persona, if you don't have your own tone, and we're a transportation company, I guess, at the end of the day, if you don't manage to stand out in a crowd, then digitally, you will fall second, irrespective of your industry, be it banking, be it mobility. You have to, if you want to be successful in the digital space, you have to be able to stand out. People consume so much content in a day that no matter what you're doing, what service you're providing at the end of the day, find a unique and bold way to do it. Speak in a different tone. Don't follow the status quo. That's what Kadeem is all about, at least from a marketing standpoint. So, my topic, importance of technology. I don't think I need to sell the importance. Technology is mandatory. And adopting digital habits to succeed, I'm going to touch on that a bit more further now. All right, back to the question of what do you want out of life? Now, today's digital users, or more specifically banking users, they want advice and assistance. And I think it stands true on any digital product. They want to, if I put it in banking terms, they probably want to spend more intelligently. They want to save more wisely. And they probably want to invest more wisely as well. If we could categorize them into three things, those are probably the three objectives that somebody has. The bank's purpose, in my mind, and forgive me, I'm not from your industry, but my perspective, is to secure and enhance the financial well-being of people and corporations. That is the ultimate kind of purpose of a bank or a financial institution. In turn, that means understanding the needs and proactively providing the most up-to-date and most efficient solutions in real time if you want to be successful in digital. Now, what does that mean? The digital world is an extremely competitive industry, and it's evolving and fast-moving. Be it in banking or in our industry in mobility, it's a world of platforms and applications. That's essentially what it is. And it's the ability to create competitive platforms and competitive applications whose features are more competitive or better than your competition, consistently, sustainably. If you want to succeed in digital, you have to continuously improve your platform, continuously innovate in your application, in your experience, faster than your competition. So in essence, you have to outperform in digital if you want to succeed. You have to consistently outperform your competition, at least on the digital platforms and applications, to succeed. Now, how do you achieve outperformance? How do you get your organization to consistently outperform your competition on digital? Our perspective is that you have to follow 7 habits. It's kind of a management model or a business model. So, number 1, everyone's heard of Agile, I'm assuming. It's a management style, or it's a model that you'll follow. The most common interpretation or application is Scrum. So everything has to be consistently being improved. You have to have teams that are empowered, not big teams, smaller teams that can bring products to market immediately, that can be tested immediately. You have to have a very lean startup mindset, even if you're a big institution. You have to think like a startup. You have to be extremely lean. You have to use data. Kadeem is essentially a data company as well. We probably have more data than we can probably manage. But every decision that we make is based on what our data tells us. Data will tell you everything you need to know, who your user is, what they want in the future, what they don't know they want yet. You have to consistently innovate. You have to test. So truth be told, every 3 weeks or so, we launch a new product on a small segment and we see how it's going. Be it 1,000 users, 500 users, 10,000 users. It could be in Beirut, could be in Amman. We're consistently testing new products. If you use Kadeem, you might have seen something pop up in your app here and there. We do consistent testing before we launch products. We're extremely transparent, and I think this is a touchy product for banking. I think transparency users now in the digital world have access to knowledge and information in your competition and services and offers at their fingertips. So you have to offer them a more efficient product and show them the breakdown of how that product works, where their savings is, where their value is. You have to offer them real value. And lastly, partner, which is something we learned in late 2016, partnering with the right institutions to help you. You cannot be the best at everything. Whether for us it was database management, whether it was partnerships for loyalty programs instead of building your own loyalty program. For example, we launched Skywards. For 2 years, we were talking about building our own loyalty program. We realized that, amongst the strongest loyalty programs in the region, Skywards was one of them with Emirates. And when we launched it, I can't share numbers, but it was tremendous for our business from a branding perspective in terms of the leverage that it gave us, and from a user experience perspective, and from a growth perspective. So, in our mind, if you want to be successful in digital, these are the 7 kind of habits that you should follow. Now, what's next? I think in the digital world, you always have to have extreme intimacy with your user. You have to provide super tailored, super customized experiences. The way you would serve me versus somebody else would be completely different. Number 2, privacy and security, especially in your industry, is a big topic. Number 3, real-time decision making, So for example, it's taking the awesome bank manager that was serving, 30 people a week, 40 people a week, and scaling that. And that's what digital will allow you to do, as long as you can control and tailor that experience on your platform or application. Am I on time? Okay. Thank you very much. As I said, we'll have a Q&A period, correct? Yeah. Okay. Any questions or comments? It's a big question. Anything specific or? Market share is a very big. I said I was going to be honest, but there are some things I can't share in terms of data. Sure. We're very competitive. It depends on the market, to be honest. Depends on the market. Sure.
Are you planning something for the near future to be more involved in the local communities, such as youth communities, environmental, or even technical communities? And how will that happen?
Okay, let me see how I can answer this. So we are, one learning that we've had is when we became a unicamel or a unicorn, all of a sudden our voice became more important. People started to look up to us. Somehow we became responsible and we kind of triggered this whole want to get into startups and to inspire people. That will continue, and I think it will increase in this year. We're going to have lots of partnerships with our partners, be they Magnet, Philip at Magnet, or directly with startups. We do a lot of mentoring. So we have a lot of startups come to our offices. We have kind of like an open house policy. If you're a startup, you can reach out, access all of our talent, be they our founders, be they our marketers, be they engineering or product. So I think that will increase more and more in all of our cities. At the end of the day, our mission is to simplify and improve the lives of people, but also to better the lives of everybody that we serve and all the communities that we serve. So we recently, for example, launched an initiative that will go live towards the second week of March with UNHCR. So we're going to be raising awareness and funds for refugees in the region, and then directly being a part of that. We're also going to do that on a more localized basis, country by country, city by city. But I think as an organization, the way we're going to support our communities more closely is by sharing what we do best, which is building a business and scaling a business. So I think our involvement in the ecosystem is going to increase, definitely. That's going to be the main kind of, I think, action that we're going to have this year. Any final questions? Time's up? Okay. Thank you.